Well, rail friends, we have just arrived on the scene, literally. Got set up, turned on, and you heard the two blasts. I had heard that he was having an air brake problem. And as you see, his train, I didn't catch who it was, left his train, and that's exactly what he did. He was leading solo and trying to see where he has rolled to. There is a switch point. They could be diverting him over to the other track, but not sure the plan or purpose. Anybody has any input, please feel free. Trying to look to see where he may have gone to. So y'all sit tight here a moment. Do have a breeze. Let's get the dead cat on to kill that wind noise for you. There is his train. And they have switched him to the other track. Hello, everybody. Thanks for tuning in where you see the train without a locomotive. That is train M77, or what's left of it, where the Canadian Pacific Locomotive that was on the front end has been reported, to my understanding, with air brake problems. So, and again, this is just my guess, they are taking him off and maybe sending him back to the shops at the Bucks Yard, or moving him to the rear of this train, and they're going to send another motor for power to the front. That means anything over on the, and he is currently sitting on track 2. And we are here at Bootleggers. As you know, this is the point where Knoxville West End and Atlanta North District come together and run side by side. Just past the signal tower to our left is where they split, just beyond up to Knoxville and down to Atlanta. So right now, our motor's been pulled off, reversed back, and have not heard a game plan on the scanner for what's next. So we're going to hang out here for a little bit. Not every day you see that. If anybody's got any updates, info, or input, please shout it out. Where you just watched the lead locomotive, Canadian Pacific, uncoupled from his train. So at this moment, it all is quiet at Bootlegger's Crossing, where the snow you saw from the other day is all gone, as our temperatures are above freezing today and on their way to the upper 40s. There's the road that you've seen the last 2 days. And we are listening to the scanner to see if we can pick up any information on what's transpiring here. Like I said, we got word that he was here. Rolled on down. We got here just in time, as you saw. marks the Ooltewah Cemetery. Grays back into the 1800s there. As we roll back trackside, we are going to hang out for a little bit just to see what does happen or any updates. On our train, sitting there on the curve.
Over. Item 77 over. Yeah, I have no problem with that. I guess just get you a marker there in the yard. Thanks. Yeah, let me run that by the bosses and see why that would be a problem. We'll plan on it for now.
It does sound like they are going to take the lead locomotive back to the yard, which would be the DeBuck's yard. From here, 10 miles down the track. Like I said, it was reported earlier that he was having air brake issues. And I guess they've determined it's with the locomotive, not the train. So hello, Jonathan, Train Crazy, everybody. How are y'all? And for those of you just jumping on, you are looking at train M77 that had a solo Canadian Pacific locomotive on the head end. And it was reported that he was having issues. So just as we arrived and got the live set up, he detached from that train, rolled on up past the signal tower, past the switch, and there is the diverge point where he went from track 2, which is the one closest to us, to track 1 on the far side, and the reverse back. on the far side. And it sounds like headed back to the yard. So that means any traffic that's been holding once they get him off of track 1. Hello, Eugene. Once they get him off of track 1, whatever's waiting, either coming down Knoxville West End or up Atlanta North, or sitting behind him back towards Chattanooga, will be able to be released and continue on past. So we are going to hang out for a little bit. To my understanding, Jonathan, he was having an air brake problem from what I heard earlier. And I got a couple texts. And then there was conversation a moment ago on the scanner that they'd find him a spot in the yard. That train is M77, and it was led by a Canadian Pacific Locomotive solo. Clear blue skies. Train locked down on track 2, where we are here at milepost 227. And there's our mile markers. That is an excellent question, because as you all know, this is a very busy line at this point for train traffic up to Knoxville, down to Atlanta. So having that train sit there certainly is not a convenience. But you now know everything that I know, which isn't a whole lot, other than our Canadian Pacific Locomotive has reversed and gone. There's Six, the rest of his train. And we are going to try and hang out for a little bit, catch one train going past him, and lunch is over and we got to go back to work.
TTM 77. Item 77 after permission by the southbound stop at the gate summit, main 2 to main 2. Train over.
Keeping track of your child's asthma symptoms can be tough. That's why we created the Asthma Action Tracker.
That's right. When you're ready to head on towards the yard, I'll get you. Yeah.
So he is passing Summit. He is over, it sounds like he is now on track 2, which is the same track that his train's sitting on. So that'll open 1 for traffic past him. And they are taking him to the yard. So I said we're going to try and sit tight for a little bit, catch one train. Not sure what their plans are for this one, or if they're going to look at that locomotive, see if they can repair him and send him back. And then he continues his route. But he is reversing back to the yard, past Summit. You all should see him on the TVRM cam. As I said, we are on limited time, so we are going to give this another 12 minutes. And then we will be back here later today, probably, unless there's something else that comes along. But this will be our point later this afternoon, where you are seeing train M77, where this locomotive was having issues and uncoupled, and now on its way to the debug yard with the rest of his train here at Bootlegger's Crossing, just outside Chattanooga, right before Ooltewah, and just before the signal point. And at least he was close by where they could diverge him over from track 2 to track 1. And all is currently quiet. So since we had a moment for lunch, we ran out here real quick. Don't know what traffic he's held up or is holding up, if any. But obviously that train will create a bottleneck until whatever change is implemented. I think his train was headed down either Georgia or Florida. I'm not sure which. Like I said, this just kind of all happened. I just rushed out here, and here I am. Here you are. And we are trackside once again at the next crossing. For those of you first time, if you haven't already subscribed, now would be a fantastic time to do so. With us being in the train capital of the world with so much traffic moving through here, the geographical location of Chattanooga, we get so many things that happen. And when somebody gives us a shout and says, hey, guess what's going on? Casey or I jump into one of the production units and off we go. And that is exactly what happened here today. Otherwise, we'd have never known. On an incredibly beautiful Monday. It's unusual for a Monday scanner to be this quiet. But as you can hear, it is. And those are our eastbound signal indicators. But since the track is so curved on the approach, they are tilted far to the right, so we can't see what we have over on track 1. And at this time, we have not had any more updates other than our locomotive. Our Canadian Pacific Locomotive is headed back to DeBucks. His train is there. And I don't hear any other inbound traffic making its way to us. Another railfan visitor arriving. This is a very, very popular place and has been for decades. Hello, rail friends. Thanks for joining us here back at Bootlegger's Crossing. Like I said, you never know. Here in Chattanooga is just endless train activity. You never know what's next. Just Friday night, a train separated about 6 miles or so down over by Hickory Valley, tied up the line, and now M77, led by a Canadian Pacific Locomotive solo. Locomotive apparently has air brake issues, air pressure issues, and they have uncoupled him, and he is rolling back to, as we spoke a little while ago, the DeBucks yard. So for the moment, that's kind of the end of the action here, just outside Ooltewah, Tennessee. So we will probably be back to this location a little bit later on today. We'll kind of have everybody monitor for us. Anybody knows, send us a message on the bird cam and keep us up to date. Lunch is over. I'm back to work. And from Casey and I, thanks for being with us today and making it possible for video number 1000 yesterday to be completed and posted. Where was a great day out at Whiteside Tunnel. So make sure you subscribe, send us comments, tell your friends, and be ready to go to the next crossing, trackside, with Mike and Casey here on Rail Moments. See y'all this afternoon. As we close with train M77, sitting there with no lead locomotive.
make the separation. We'll be towards the terminal.
See y'all back here soon.